She also has her own record label, production company, a vegan blog, and she's also a model for CoverGirl. So what does she do with her spare time? Well, Ellen now has written her third book. It's called Seriously, I'm Kidding. And recently we met up with her in her Los Angeles home to discuss humor, happiness, Jesus, and the weather. Happy to fit, right? Seems like it's everybody.
Laugh like crazy, Anne. Anne, start laughing like crazy. Just stay silent. Don't talk to him. Stare at him. Just stare at him. Put the mic closer to her mouth. Really? Right up against her mouth. Right up against her mouth.
Ellen DeGeneres takes her silly seriously.
Mess it up.
And I'm caught up in her latest off-the-wall scheme to get a laugh. These tourists think I'm reporting for the Today Show, but Ellen's in my ear, pulling all the strings.
And now I'm doing the Ellen DeGeneres show. And you're on it right now.
I had the earbud in my ear, and I got a sense of what was happening inside their mind. And I'm wondering, what possessed you to tell me to put a microphone? Basically,
You didn't do it as hard as I hoped you would.
Oh.
I was hoping you'd actually make their lips where they had to keep talking. And then I thought, why didn't I tell her to do it up against the nose? Sometimes when the mic is too close to people, people keep backing away. Put it against the side of her cheek. My observation of human behavior is why I started doing stand-up. The first jokes that I ever wrote were, you know, when somebody tastes something that tastes bad, they always want you to taste it immediately. They're like, this is
disgusting. Taste it. Taste how bad it is, though.
Her inside humor and aw-shucks charm have earned Ellen and her show more than 50 Emmys. Watching her artfully chat up guest after guest, few might imagine that she's actually quite shy.
reading your book, I get the distinct impression that while you may be this famous talk show host, you are a private person, maybe even shy.
I'm an introvert, for sure, as I have a career despite myself. Because I really am awkward socially. I hate going to big events. I hate having to do small talk. I don't like a lot of attention.
It's bold of you, being an introvert, to not only do this show, but to also put yourself out there, realizing that not everybody's going to like you.
If it costs me, you know, some viewers, and if it costs me some money, I'd rather talk about what I think is important than just be, you know, vanilla and try to be liked by everybody.
That honesty has cost her, especially in 1997 when she famously came out of the closet
I'm gay.
only to have Hollywood shut the door. Advertisers pulled out. Within a year, her sitcom was canceled. Her career stopped cold.
I don't think it was a failure, but it certainly gave me a lot of free time for 3 years to sit still and go, okay, who am I without a career? Who am I without people loving me?
Did you feel that you had made a mistake in coming out?
No, absolutely no. Absolutely not. It's the
Why?
best because I'm free. I'm completely able to be exactly who I am. To have to hide anything is just a horrible way to live.
If you're standing up and saying things, no matter what people may say or what some people may judge, then why are you so popular and successful?
Beats me. Like, they do know I'm gay, right? Like, I'm gay, and yet, you know, we can't pass a vote to have marriage equality. So there's opinions about who I am, but yet they like me.
During the 5 months in 2008 when same-sex marriage was legal in California, Ellen tied the knot with her girlfriend, actress Portia de Rossi.
You say she is the most important person in your life.
She said something when we got married that it is important to be loved. It is profound to be understood. And that's what I get from her. She supports me and loves me. She gets me like nobody's ever gotten me.
Wow, this is a serious garden.
The couple shares this 3-acre compound, Ellen's 10th home in 10 years, and now this house is on the market.
I love houses. I love architecture. I like that feeling of creating a new space. I get bored very easily, so I need to stay stimulated, and that's one of the ways I stay stimulated is design. We have a bunch of fish in here, and they all have different names that Portia can tell you.
With a koi pond, a vegetable garden, and the aroma of incense, their home exudes tranquility. And Ellen, who admits she has trouble sitting still, is learning to meditate.
What is it that makes you remain consistent in your downward dogging, yoga, vegan eating, feel the burn workouts? I mean,
Because isn't this just beautiful weather, by the way? I love this weather. It's not like this in LA ever. This is just, I miss seasons. It feels like we're having a season right now. We have an hour of a season.
this is.
It's a beautiful season.
In LA is a season.
Because it feels good. Kind of like, how when you have to kind of shut your computer down, just sometimes when it goes crazy, you just shut it down. When you turn it on, it's okay again. That's what meditation is for me.
Ellen says while meditating hasn't given her all the answers, this she does know. There is too much judgment in the world. And buried within her humor is a lesson of acceptance.
In this book, you say, I actually think if Jesus were alive today, there would be polls about him in Us Weekly.
If Jesus were alive today, there would for sure be polls about should he cut his hair, is that a nice robe, didn't he wear that to the last event? That's the society we live in. You can't tell me that wouldn't happen today. We do it to everyone.
She's so cool. And we want to thank her for her hospitality. But that's what this book is really about. Seriously, I'm kidding. It's like inside all these really funny bits are these little bits of sort of, I think they're really kind of lessons, really, little thoughts that really kind of guide us to be better people.
I've always been impressed by how smart she is.
Yeah, so
She's
smart.
really, really smart. I think a lot of comedians are extremely smart, but she's always impressed me.
But her observations are so simple, but they're so charming and hilarious. I think that's why people do really respond to her.
10 houses in 10 years.
I know. Well, she moved around a lot when she was little, and her parents never really bought a house. In fact, I think one of her parents was in real estate, so they would go look at all these different houses, and she'd always be thinking, okay, I'll have that room. And they never moved in, so I think for her it's always kind of that.
Full employment for the moving company.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, thanks so much. Anyway, coming up next, there's a puppy rescue from